Senator Alex Padilla, I have questions for the secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your
I also wanted to
heads off.
how many of our ICE agents have been doxxed for doing their duty, how they have been targeted.
On a serious note, talk about how dangerous this is. So Ice Barbie, speaking of Kristi Noem, has asked Drunky McRapey, Secretary Kegbreath, to instruct soldiers deployed to Los Angeles to help arrest rioters, even though the military is barred from domestic law enforcement. Legal experts say that letter is a grave escalation that could be a sign the Trump administration is planning to invoke the Insurrection Act. I mean, first of all, they're armed with only weapons, not tear gas or anything. Marines are trained to kill. Like, so you're going to now tell them to lay hands on people in Los Angeles?
Well, apparently right now they're undergoing 3 days of training with the National Guard to wear the National Guard helmet, shields, and carry California National Guard shields. This isn't even a manpower thing. This is an intimidation operation. It's designed there. I'm not joking. They're going to road patrol from, I understand they're going to be in the airport and other parts of the city, which means they're going to be stuck on the 5 and the 101 for hours and hours.
Right.
And they're designed to, they're coming with armored vehicles and mobile, amphibious tanks. So the purpose of this is to give the impression it is a war zone. You, every one of you, must get there and make the visual that it is not a war zone. They are bringing weapons because they have been told armed, gunned guerrillas have invaded this country. That is a lie. I have been in countries where there are armed guerrillas, gunmen, warlords, and that we have invaded. You've got to, when someone says that, immediately stop and call them a liar to their face. There has been no invasion since when? The Spanish-American War and Santa Anna came to San Antonio? These people are mentally ill. Kristi Noem, the dog killer, which is, by the way, whenever you mention her name, you should remind people of that.
Puppy killer.
All right, the puppy killer, all right, is out there. She is trying to incite this nationwide. By the way, the president's statement was not specific to Los Angeles. It was a nationwide statement. I'm going to Philadelphia for No Kings this Saturday. Every dang one of you had better come out for No Kings around this country because they're planning on sending troops to Philadelphia now. And Baltimore and Chicago and New York City.
Thank you. Trump threatens to use, quote, heavy force against anyone who protests his military parade this weekend. And note, he makes no exception for peaceful protesters. You said your orders, June 14th is No King's Day. March everywhere. March in your front yard. March all over America. This has to be the biggest march in American history. Plan it. By the way, I was saying, let it make you double and triple down. I'm going to be traveling, but you know what? I'm going to go find the one in Lynchburg, Virginia, where I'm going to be at my sister's, because that's where I'm going to be. Because he wants, this is all to intimidate, to make people not turn out this Saturday, Malcolm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And let me tell you something. There's a Washington, D.C. group of people we can't control, right? They live in Washington, D.C. And if they all start chanting no effing kings while Trump gets serenaded with happy birthday, what's he going to do? Number two, when you guys hit these protests, especially in Los Angeles, for God's sake, start bringing American flags. And if you're going to fly the Mexican flag, fly the American one next to it so that you show people it's Americans that they're attacking. Because they're actually, Elon Musk got over 1 million likes with a guy on top of a vehicle with a Mexican flag. Great, we have that heritage, our culture, but this is every person within the continental United States has all the rights of the Constitution and that protection of that flag.
Can I just say, spare me? Jim Jordan said, in America, we fly the American flag. You wrote the book literally on January 6th, where they flew the Confederate flag, Trump flags.
The Gadsden flag.
Charlottesville, where they flew Nazi flags.
They tore down the American flag to put the Trump flag.
Thank you.
You hear it from these hypocrites. Don't get into that fight.
Yep.
Right? Just call him a Nazi and move on.
And by the way, just think one more on January 6th. This is for you, media. Our friend Michelangelo Signorelli said, when Trump said to reporters, protesters supposedly spitting on the police, we will protect law enforcement, not one reporter said, what about January 6th? Why did you pardon cop assaulters? Not one news anchor asked Kristi Noem, Thom Hartmann, Stephen Miller making the rounds. It's all forgotten. I mean, come on. That's journalism 101.
Hey, you guys, there is no journalism in the United States that's independent anymore.
Yeah.
They are all part of that machine, with the few exceptions, Lawrence O'Donnell's, Rachel Maddow's, Mike Steele's, rare exceptions now. Everyone is getting cowed, all right?
Yeah.
Now, what's his name? Terry Moran.
Gets fired. Gets fired by ABC. Yes.
Gets fired by ABC. In case you haven't seen it, there's a hashtag, boycott ABC.
Yeah.
ABC needs to go the way of Target. They just no one ever engaged with them anymore.
They already bent the knee to on the stupid George Stephanopoulos thing where they would have won that lawsuit.
Yeah. Midas Touch has already offered him a
Pay him
job.
off.
Yeah.
Right. Well, great. Everyone should offer him a job. I meet Jim Acosta all the time now. He's running town halls defending American democracy. It is incumbent upon every one of you this weekend. 76.5 million of you voted for Kamala Harris. 76.5 million of you can show up for an impromptu No King's Day this weekend to help show the world we do not bend the knee to a tyrant. We do not live with a dictator. If you read the Declaration of Independence, it's talking about Donald Trump. No kings, Mad King Donald the Last needs to go, and we're going to start the second American Revolution to save the values of the first this weekend.
That's what we're talking about. Can I just say, if you're not mad enough, two more from here, the epicenter right here in L.A. Covey says it cost American taxpayers $134 million for the Trump administration to send active duty Marines and the National Guard to L.A. to sleep on the floors in the basement of federal buildings. Heather says Trump threatened to cut off California from federal funding, then wasted $143 million on sending more troops to L.A. than they had in Afghanistan and Iraq in 2021. This is where we are. Turn out this Saturday. Take your marching orders from our friend, who was in fact in the Navy. Yeah. By the way, can I ask you a quick Navy question before we go? So the people that were like cheering them taking Harvey Milk off the name off the battleship said, he was only whatever in the Navy. He wasn't an admiral. How many ships are named after admirals in the Navy? Is that the new bar?
No, the actual naming convention was doing lower enlisted people. They removed this Whiskey Pete removed Medgar Evers, man that landed in Normandy on D-Day off of another ship because he's black.
Yep. Exactly.
Y'all need to march. Now you got me mad.
Right.
Oh, now he's shouty.
I want to see a video of somebody down at those guardsmen playing in the Navy in the next hour.
All right.
Get down there. You've got your orders.
Marching orders from Malcolm.
Got it.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks,
Malcolm.
Sailor.
Hey, are you traveling this summer? Will you leave instructions for your house sitter, the name and number of your vet, maybe, the code to your alarm system? Think about the steps you take to prepare for vacation, and you'll get a sense of what goes into a knockbox. Just go to theknockbox.com. Use the code Stephanie. Knockbox is a complete system that helps you organize all of your accounts, possessions, and estate plans for your next of kin. Each knockbox, that's Knockbox, comes with a comprehensive checklist that helps ensure you add everything they'll need to manage your estate when you are gone. From your funeral directives to your insurance policies, even the keys to your storage unit, the Knockbox helps you organize it all. If you've got a household, you need a Knockbox. Right now, Stephanie Miller listeners save 16% off the Knockbox of your choice. Just go to theknockbox.com/Stephanie. That's theknockbox.com/Stephanie to get 16% off. Stay calm, get organized today.